Those underlining the need for dialogue and at so many levels. Again, at Ramadan Festival, we're really looking at cultural creative education as the means for dialogue at all sorts of levels. And later on we have Professor Nafeez Ahmed giving a more detailed insight into that. Now I'd like to welcome the Right Worshipful, the Lord Mayor, Locum Tenens, Alderman Sir David Brewer, to give a few pearls of wisdom.
Chairman, Director, Mr. Nisbet, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for inviting me to open the fast with you this evening. For me and for Billy King Harman, the City Marshal, it is a great honour to share and celebrate Iftar with you. I congratulate and thank the City of London branch of the Association of Muslim Police, together with St. Ethelburgers and the Ramadan Festival, for their initiative and their excellent organisation. The Lord Mayor is abroad in the Ukraine on one of his many business trips, promoting the City of London, and he sends you all his best wishes. I have a reason for being particularly happy to be representing him with you here this evening. That is because when I was Lord Mayor in 2006, in September, I was able to host the first Iftar to be held in Mansion House. And in fact, when the next Iftar took place a year ago, the then Lord Mayor was also abroad and I was able to represent him. So this is my third Iftar celebration in the City of London. That occasion in September 2006 made a deep impression on me. During my year at Mansion House, I had visited several Muslim countries, including Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Egypt, Indonesia, and Brunei. And in the city, I had received heads of state and heads of government from many Muslim countries. This gave me the opportunity to get to know many members of the Muslim community working in the City of London. I learned that the City of London is the centre for innovation in Sharia-compliant finance, with the issuance of sukuk bonds and takaful insurance, insurance being the sector in which I have always worked. Today, London is the leading Western nation for Sharia-compliant assets, and we are the 9th largest centre for Islamic finance in the world. All of us in the city are part of a global world, not just for business. We are part of a multicultural and multi-faith world, observing and respecting each other's beliefs and customs, just as we are doing here this evening. I'm very pleased that in our schools now, religious studies covers all the world's major religions, not just Christianity. Whatever conflicts there may be in the world, and many are caused by religious tensions, every faith is respected in the financial and professional services industries here in the City of London by people working side by side in banks, insurance companies, cooperating with and supporting each other, whether colleagues or clients. In Ramadan, Muslims can find the time and space to inhabit that divine contemplative space, something the great Persian poet Rumi called the field. A contemplative space where fresh insights, deeper awareness, and wholesome resolutions are there for the asking. This is the benefit of participating in such an intense spiritual discipline as Ramadan. The Iftar is traditionally celebrated by families and communities. The breaking of the fast here gives us all the opportunity to stop, reflect, acknowledge and honour the role that God plays or ought to play in our lives. The city motto, "O God, guide us," is a prayer applicable to people of all faiths. Thus, with the city and the sacred as our common bond, I wish for you all a very good Ramadan. Thank you very much for inviting me.
you very much, Deborah. Again, the hand is extended from establishments and institutions all the time. We live in a climate where prevention of violent extremism, community cohesion, citizenship issues, identity issues are kind of at the fore. And it's a time when Muslims should really seize the moment and grasp the bull by the horn and actually really engage at every level, no matter where you're working, whichever. There are ways of opening up those doors. And I know many of the people who are in this room are doing some wonderful work, just looking around the room. I'm aware that there's fantastic work, but we need to do more. There's much more to be done. We're going to present to you this evening a music cultural journey, which is indicative of some of those levels of engagement and some of those discussions around identity and methods of creating greater communication through the arts. And we've had a wonderful contribution from all the artists who are performing today in the spirit of the generosity of Ramadan and are gifting their services today. But we hope to sort of entertain you intimately in amongst the delightful food that we've got. I'd also just like to take this opportunity to thank the CPS particularly for their support and help and wonderful effort in supporting this program. And without further ado, I think everybody's tummies are probably rumbling by now. You're sick and tired of seeing me and rabbiting on. I'm going to rabbit a bit more. Thank you very much. Enjoy your meal and we'll enjoy the